there, and welcome to another episode of the Christian Women in Business video podcast. I am so excited that you are here. I put out there to the world some questions about what they wanted to talk about on our video podcast and have been basically answering those for the past little while. Today's topic is how to balance the free community stuff and the making money stuff. So I guess, and by the way, I've got one of Janelle's t-shirts on today, Homebody, even before it was mandatory. Thanks Janelle for the amazing t-shirts. This is one of my favourite t-shirts, it's so soft. Anyway, so how to balance the free community stuff over the making money stuff. Now, I'm guessing the free community stuff you're meaning here is like Facebook groups, Instagram stuff, that kind of vibes, whoever popped this question in. All the questions are anonymous. And I guess my principle has always been, so we've got our membership, and in that we do have a private Facebook community group, and that is one of our top valued things from members. So if you are looking for an encouraging community, you're all more than welcome to pop in your application to become a member, and we'll let you know when the next intakes are open. So that's a paid membership, so and a paid community, so you need to pay to have access to it. I have in the past had a couple of free communities with, one actually, it was for the automation girl. But my principle has always been, and it was from the very first day I started business, and I still hold on to it today, and that's, I don't focus on the free communities, I focus on my email list. And that saved me from a lot of trouble from different things changing, like Facebook changing things, closing groups down, changing algorithms, whatever that is. So I've never, and I think maybe 2-3 years ago, free Facebook groups obviously were the craze. Everyone was telling you to build a free Facebook community. I trialed it for maybe a year, didn't like it, closed it down, stuck to my email list. And since those couple of years ago, I just think people have changed since going through, the C word and the world changing, and us actually wanting to be more interactive with real people face to face now. So I don't think, I also think because so many people had free Facebook groups, it devalued even something that was for free. So I wouldn't advise putting all your eggs in one basket of having those free communities. Instead, I would be focusing on, it's good to give value, but how can I get people on my email list? One, emails still sell. They sell a lot higher still than Instagram or Facebook. They are just one of the best converting ways. They're one of the best ways to communicate with your audience, keeping them up to date with things, even if you don't do sales or anything like that. Just giving them value, like we're doing this video today and this podcast today. I'm giving you value. I'm teaching about experiences and what I've learned. And this is going to go out to our email list if they want to watch it or not. And it's keeping them up to date. But the point is, I'm putting out value. The video and the podcast is free. Sending out emails, depending on who you're with, you have to pay your subscription rather than Facebook being free. But you're getting straight into someone's inbox. And if you collect like their mobile numbers as well, then you can send them text messages. But I still believe and always believe that email lists far outdo free communities. They are your community. They're not just a person on your email list. Like, these people are interested in you. They're interested in what you've got to say. They've signed up and handed over their email to you, which, I know I personally don't do for everyone. And I know that I am a massive, big unsubscriber. So if you do end up in my inbox, like, there's something special there. But you own it. Like, no one can take your email list away from you. So how to balance the free community stuff and the making money stuff? I would be saying build your community in your email list, not a Facebook group, not an Instagram messages, or on anything that is out of your control, but keeping it in-house and building your community around that, around your blog, and creating value in your blog. I do think there's a place for social media, of course, but I don't think it's a be-all and end-all. I still think that, like, if you're going to talk online stuff, like, Google is still a massive, and SEO is still massive way of gaining traffic to your website to keep building your email list. I still think that doing blog posts, doing podcasts and making those into blog posts and utilizing like a video. So before we just used to do podcasts in audio, now we do video podcasts. And out of this one video podcast, we are snippeting things up to put on social media, to put actually on the podcast, to put on YouTube, to create YouTube shorts, and to make a blog post with by transcribing and making up show notes to put on a website that we own, that we have full control over, that Google can index and go, yep, it's a good website. I'm going to send people to there who might be searching for your product or service. So when you do that, I think the question really here is you are putting something in that's free and you are not finding a return on investment, so you're feeling like you're not getting value out of what you're actually giving, is how I read that question. So find platforms and find ways, like out of even what I've just shared with you now, where you are getting a return from the investment that you put in. Just because everyone, for example, is doing reels on Instagram doesn't necessarily mean that your business needs to suddenly start doing reels. Like, does that work for you? Does that work for your audience? Can you do it in a way that is going to justify the time that you put in to creating them in what you're going to get back? And yes, it might. No, it might not. The same with the podcast. Is a podcast really viable for your business and for your audience? Do you need to give over audio more of a visual? There's no point in a dressmaker having an audio podcast describing her dresses when a reel would be better suited to showing off a dress. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think it's more of you finding what gives you good return on investment with what energy and resources you're putting into your market over what everyone's telling you to do and following trends. You've really got to think and look at the trends and think, is this going to work for my business? Is this viable? Is the resources that I'm going to be putting in worth? And, you know, you still can't beat good old word of mouth and face-to-face interaction with people. It just doesn't go amiss. So that's how I try and think about marketing. That's how I guess, look at marketing as a whole. And what we do give away for free, is it returning on investment? And am I doing enough to build that culture and that community that people trust me and we have a really good relationship and I'm able to serve them even more? So I hope that's helpful. I know that it's probably sounding like a broken record, but the email lists can be your free community in a way about that, you know, could give you the best bang for your buck. If you're unsure about setting that stuff up, we've got business bundles within our membership that teach you about email marketing and setting them up. I've also got some blogs, some video blogs over on my Automation Girl website that I haven't removed. They're still there and they're on the YouTube channel as well, that teach us all about automation and email marketing and setting the basics up. So feel free to either apply to our membership and take a look, or just get the very basics on the Automation Girl. Otherwise, yeah, over the next year or so, during 2023, I'm actually going to be doing some in-person workshops. We're going to be doing some day events and all different bits and bobs, learning about different parts of marketing. Some are going to be planning days, some are just going to be soaking in God days. So throughout 2023, keep an eye out for those. Otherwise, we've got a huge amount of resource if you are struggling with that stuff in our membership that you can watch on demand whenever you're ready. So I hope that helps. Marketing is probably one of my favorite things to talk about, apart from God. And I think that building an email list and building that value is going to convert way more into making money over a free Facebook group, for example. All right, I'm SJ. You're listening and watching the Christian Women in Business video podcast, and I'll catch you next time.